This phone has two killer features. So, Android smartphones are getting really hard to review and make those reviews interesting. And the reason for that is because most of them are really good. They have great chipsets, they have fantastic displays, they have great camera systems. They all have a different take on smartphone design, which is interesting occasionally. But generally speaking, if you want to buy a new Android smartphone, the world is your oyster. You're in such a good position. This is the Oppo Find X9 Pro. There's also a Find X9, the non-Pro version, but this is the most, expensive flagship version. This is last year's Find X8 Pro, and I loved this phone. It was utterly fantastic. The big question is, where has Oppo gone from here to here? Now, clearly they look quite different, but very different, to be honest. There's more to it than that, and as mentioned in that little hook at the start of this video, there are two very, very killer features on this phone, and they mean something. They're not just gimmicks, they are significant. So, let's get into it. Let's read some stuff from the spec sheet. So this particular phone has the MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chip. It has 16 gig of RAM and 512 gig of storage. Connectivity 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4. The display is a 120 Hz flat AMOLED display with 3600 nits of peak brightness. The battery, 7500 milliamp hours, which is the largest ever in an Oppo flagship. I'm not sure if it's the largest phone battery ever. It might be. I've not researched that. I've just realized. That has 80 watt wired charging and 50 watt wireless charging and 10 watt reverse charging, which is when you can put another phone on top of it and it charges that phone. It's got IP66, IP68 and IP69 water resistance. A couple of different colors to choose from in the Pro version, more for the non-Pro version, which is always the case. And there's also an optional Hasselblad teleconverter kit, which I don't have at the moment, which is a bit frustrating, but I'll explain why later. The price at the moment, at the time of filming, not confirmed because tomorrow is the launch in Barcelona. Hello, it's Mark from the future here. I have the pricing hot off the press here. So the regular X9 is $899 in the UK and the X9 Pro is £1,099 again in the UK. So there has been a slight price increase. Back to me in the studio. They're the specs. Let's talk about design, camera system, battery life, and some other bits. I'm a huge fan of this phone's design. I think it looks utterly stunning. If we compare it against what I think is the current best looking phone on the market, the iPhone Air, this could get very spicy in the comments. I think the Oppo Find X9 Pro is nearly as good looking, but in a very, very different way. So it doesn't have the shiny, polished sides of the iPhone Air. It's nowhere near as thin as the iPhone Air, obviously, and it has a completely different camera bump style, but it's more purposeful, and it has the Hasselblad logo there, which I will talk about soon. That is just, it's just got so much presence and it's really smart looking. And if it is about £1,000, if that's what it's going to cost, it does feel like it is worth that amount of money, basically. So I'm happy with the design very much, and I prefer it to last year's. I do like that circular camera bump, the huge circular camera bump from last year, but this is a really nice design change. The display is beautiful. Obviously, it's got the 120 Hz refresh rate, which I don't need to talk about anymore. It's got 3600 nits of peak brightness, which again, I don't really need to talk about anymore. I think as soon as you go past 3000 nits on any display, it's fine. It's perfect for outdoor use, no matter how bright it is outside. It's got the under display fingerprint reader, a very, very small camera cut out there, no Monkey Island. It's lovely. While I've got you, just a very quick word from today's sponsor, which is Roboform. If you store all of your passwords in your head or on a post-it note, or worse still, you use the same password for everything, you need a password manager, and Roboform is the most affordable and fully featured password manager I've ever found. It's got full 24/7 support from real human beings as well, which is amazing, but it sets up passwords for you so you can very quickly create new login details for websites and web apps. It's got a one-click login feature which does exactly what it says on the tin. One click and bang, you're straight into your favorite website or web app. It's even got an emergency access feature, so if the worst happens and you can't get into your passwords, you can have someone that you've designated to be that person who can get into them for you. And there's so much stuff. It's got so many features. I utterly love Roboform. and we've got an unbelievable deal. It's genuinely unbelievable, and it works across iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, everything. Go and check it out in that link down below. The first killer feature on this phone is, predictably, the camera system, which is made in conjunction with Hasselblad, hence the Hasselblad logo there. That's a very good thing because Hasselblad know what they're doing when it comes to photography, and so do Oppo. They clearly spend a lot of time on this stuff. Now, I will show you just a few sample photos that I've taken with this. However, I do want to take some sample photos in Barcelona at the launch event tomorrow and the day after while I'm walking around that beautiful city. So if you don't want to miss those photos, I recommend following me on Instagram. That's where I'll post those. But as you can see from these examples from my house and out and about with the kid and the dog and all the rest of it, it is a lovely camera. These are all straight out of the box. I've not done any kind of raw photography here or tweaking. It's just point and shoot. And just like last year, the X9 Pro is a fantastic camera system straight out of the box. That zoom is lovely. It is lossless. It has a lossless zoom of up to 13.2x and up to 120 times digital zoom with Oppo's super zoom system, which kind of works, although I still don't understand that level of zoom. It's just way too much. They do have this teleconverter, which I've been waiting to be delivered, and it's no one's fault at all, but it just hasn't arrived yet because of the postal system in the UK, I think. That is coming soon. And it's this kind of huge lens that you attach to the back of the Find X9 Pro, and it gives you some serious zooming capabilities. I won't go into it more now because I've not used it, basically, so I can't talk about it with any kind of authority. But it's a great option if you need that kind of thing. I'm not sure who it's for, but the fact they do it is interesting. When it comes to the video, we have 4K, obviously, but it's 120 frames Dolby Vision, which is very impressive. I don't shoot at that frame rate, and I certainly don't need to shoot in Dolby Digital, no, Dolby Vision, all these specs. I don't need to shoot at that frame rate or in that format for YouTube or for my, family videos. But again, the fact that it's there makes this a beast of a camera, and it puts it in line with the Samsung S25 Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And in terms of being a camera system that you can do some very impressive things with, the X9 Pro is right up there. And apart from the 200 megapixel telephoto, we do have 50 megapixel lenses for the ultra wide and the regular camera, which, where is it? I haven't got it here. It's more than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Just saying. Remember to follow me on Instagram to see more examples from this, but let's talk about the second and I think the biggest killer feature of this phone. Okay, let me just reconfirm that battery size. It's 7,500 milliamp hours. Even the X9, the regular X9, has a 7,025 milliamp hour battery, which is still massive. Now, what does this mean in everyday life? Well, let me just show you a screenshot from the X9 Pro. This was after 2 or 3 days of using it. As you can see, it had 17% left, but it had been running for 3 days, 18 hours and 53 minutes. I had a SIM card in here. I was using it as my main phone, basically. I was walking around just with this phone, doing all the regular phone stuff that I do. I don't play games on it. I don't do any kind of intensive stuff, whatever that is, on my smartphone. I just use it for regular things, but I use it a lot. It's in my hand a lot. I'm doing a lot of scrolling through social media, Slack, replying to emails, using WhatsApp, taking a lot of photos and videos just to test this thing. It got a lot of use over those nearly 4 days. It's basically a 4-day phone. You can get 4 days out of this phone in normal, regular use. If you push it a bit, you'll probably still get 3 days. I was talking to Ben, my good mate Ben from Lover of Tech. He's done his battery test. If you haven't seen it yet, I think it's live now. The one word he used was generational. This is generational battery life. And I know exactly what he means. It is transformative. These days we get all these AI features and all this fancy stuff that comes with phones, but there's still 3 things that people care about. One is the price, obviously. The second thing is the camera system. And the third thing is the battery. The battery has to be good. Even in 2025, when you can type things into your phone and generate videos and images and all this stuff, what matters is how long does this thing last until I have to plug it into a wall or into a power bank. That's what people think about, because we're always worried about the battery on our phone, on our watch, whatever it might be. So to have basically a 4-day battery life, it's generational to quote Ben. And I'm glad Oppo has done this, and they haven't gone down the route of creating a very thin phone which has really frustrating battery life at times. It's a big deal, and it's the second killer feature of this phone. Okay, my favourite bit of phone reviews, the performance. So it has the MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chip, which is a 3nm chip. It's a serious chip. This is versus the X8 Pro. It has 32% faster CPU with a 55% lower power draw, which is, well, must be contributing to that huge battery life, and 33% faster graphics with, again, 42% better efficiency. It also has a new Trinity engine for smarter power and performance balance. There's a theme developing here, isn't there? So they say that you can expect smoother gaming, cooler temperatures, and some other stuff thanks to a new custom vapor chamber. And there we go. I don't get very excited about smartphone performance these days because they are all very fast. This is a flagship phone. It feels like a flagship phone. ColorOS 16, which is the operating system on here, it's a version of Android, obviously, is lovely. I have no problems with ColorOS at all. It has a lovely animated lock screen feature, which I'm a big fan of. If I just turn on and show you there. They do the time thing as well, the same sort of thing as iOS, where it hides the time behind elements of your, the photo that you've put onto your home screen. It's got loads of AI features, which I'm not massively interested in because AI is just a thing now. Let's get to the conclusion. If you're looking for a new Android phone at the moment, or you're coming from iOS to Android possibly, the X9 Pro should be, if not at the top of your list, very close to the top of your list, alongside the the Samsung phone that you're looking at, the Nothing phone maybe you're looking at, the OnePlus phone you're thinking about. This should be right up there. The combination of the build quality, the design, the camera system, the battery life, which is the best battery life of any smartphone I've ever used, makes it a bit of a no-brainer, to be honest. It's not cheap, but on a carrier subsidy, that doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. It's such a good option. I don't know why you wouldn't go for this, really, unless you are a Samsung person or you have another brand that you prefer. And on that note, guys, I'd love to hand this over to you now. Let me know in the comments, are you tempted by the X9 Pro or the regular X9, or are you thinking of something else? I'm fascinated by this. Get involved down below. And remember, if you want to see some more photos from this camera system, because I do appreciate there's not been a huge number of examples in this particular review, follow me on Instagram. Go and check out my Instagram page, Mark Ellis Reviews. And you'll see some more stuff from Barcelona over the next 2 days. Exciting.